The evidence under surveillance. This is an entity hovering over the ground. I'm capturing Ontario International Airport right now. There's no takeoff behind El Pescador. All right, this is the entity migrating north from where I was at, Ovid Family Community Library, and rising in elevation like they just took off from El Pescador right here at G Street and Euclid. And you already also have context because the Ontario Police is stalking. This is ongoing aerial surveillance. This is Alan D. Wapner being removed as president over the airport authority, engaged in years of documented surveillance, and the airport authority is fully engaged in psychological torture, criminal monitoring with the state surveillance under federal stalking statute, Title 18, Section 22618, subsections 1 and 2. And they're engaged flying planes over Woodside Senior Apartments as well, hovering, again, flying much more west as though they're taking off over Woodside Senior Apartments. The asininity of what they're engaging in is plain. And by plain, I mean P-L-A-I-N, very obvious. Sponsor with the Ontario Department. Okay, this is P.O.C. This is the entity. These are the mentally ill that are engaged in gang stalking, the demon possessed. This is mental illness, raw mental illness. Okay, and the mental illness is also identified through what is the provision of a wealth of evidence. There's no planes taking off over here. They're not even intelligent in that. They're clearly targeting. They're also clearly targeting under the fake moon. And the Ontario Police Department is clearly mentally ill while I'm documenting on a ceaseless basis. Stalking by flying in circles over me, stalking and doing so with regard to the provision of obvious evidence of targeting, and doing so while also failing at being Tracy Banks's reliable co-defendant that could defame me and not look like you weren't stalking and lying about it the whole time. This is why the entity is flying over my head again. They're also obsessed with my vagina that they keep under surveillance, while the people of the state that are stalking outside with light engage in stalking inside of venues and stalking in bathrooms with light. This is P.O.C. This is mental illness exposed. Okay, this is mental illness born by demon possession, and the entity is engaging in all manner of mania. And this is the national security threat, okay? State surveillance in the state of California, and this is the prosecution of the state of California. However, it's the disbanding of literally the deconstruction of the corrupt government in Ontario. So every level of government, every government authority, they're illegitimate. They're being removed. And the Ontario Police Department, I've documented tons and tons of them stalking me, and they're going to prison, every single last one of them. Every single last one, okay? Including the one that you saw gang stalking it was approximately 4 p.m. He's going to federal prison. At that same park, the Ontario Town Square, at 6:22 p.m. The entity is engaged in what I documented. There's no son that's still going to be there like I documented. He's going to federal prison. If you'll recall my documentation, my collection of the Ontario Police gang stalking under a fake son, they're all going. Okay, and this is the entity engaging in what is surveillance, taking off above the El Pescador, which is at G Street and Euclid. All right, this is P.O.C. There's no 2500 terminal airport drive where they would have any sort of plane presence over the El Pescador. This is the entity engaging in what is stalking, plane stalking, just like the Ontario Police, plane stalking, and so are the people of the state. P.O.C.